A warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel, and in this channeling session we would be talking about the divine masculine going through dream sequences or watching dreams or experiencing dreams while he is not in contact with the divine feminine and becoming totally shocked because of it. And what is happening here is that he is definitely not in the mind space, or he definitely knows that the DF is not going to accept him anymore. Because it has been a long time that he went missing. Also, he remembers what all he did to her. And whatever he did to her would have actually demoralized a person so much that they would not have ever gotten the courage to step out in the world again and do their own things that they loved. But unfortunately or fortunately, in whatever way you see it, unfortunately for him and fortunately for the divine feminine, that she actually grew a lot and she became much more successful after she got totally detached from him. And when he found that out, and he was definitely keeping some kind of tab on her. Now, the divine feminines should also do that actually. They should keep a slight tab on their lovers who try to keep in touch with them, because then they can understand or they can see that they have grown immensely despite those broken relationships. So for whatever reason the relationship got broken up or got ended, or whatever those people said to them that, I'm leaving you because of this, or you don't deserve me because of this, or I don't want to talk to you because of this. Because obviously you all know this, that the twin flame situation is the only place where the divine feminine finds it hardest to move on. Everybody else who had also treated her badly, she moved on from them. And this is not to switch on your victim mode. This is not to say you're a victim. But in many cases, if you have been a victim, then it's very important to accept that, yes, I have been a victim and now I should not be in the victim mode anymore. Some of the people use, like narcissistic people or borderline narcissistic people, use this victimization as a cover, as a shield, as a good way of image building that, oh, look, I'm a victim, but they're not real victims. Real victims are the people who are their victims. Okay? So victims of victims, or whatever way you want to say it. So even in parenting we say that our parents were a victim of their parents were a victim of their parents, and it is coming on from generations with all the generational curses, all the ancestral curses, the healings and therapies that people do. Why do they do it? Because they know that this is there in their, since the past. But what happens with other people is that they don't want to heal it. They continue to live like that. They probably don't get that kind of divine grace, because everything is divine grace that you have. There is no role of luck or talent or beauty. Simply, I'll say this in words, that it's simply grace of God on you. That's it. God was kind to you, source was kind to you, for whatever reasons, whatever reasons. So you are not the doer. So now what has happened is that with this divine masculine, after all the years of, first when they were together, when he was with the divine feminine, he got very attracted to her in the very beginning, because she was this ray of light, and she was this really happy person, or somewhat very positive, or somewhat very motivating. Something about her, was attracting him towards her. But when he started spending time with her, more and more time with her, it started triggering him a lot, because what she possessed was real talent, real qualities, real goodness. But at the same time, she was also very dumb and very stupid. She wasn't really given proper training on how to, form healthy relationships, or how to attract loving partners or loving people. She did not know any of that. So he could definitely see that, she's a really nice person and she's a really loving person. And he also knew that she does love me. He tried, even the masculines, they do a lot of testing and trying. That's why the crisis situation becomes very difficult for the feminines. So they also do all the testing and trying and finding out, and they are very much sure that yes, she is the one who loves me for real. But they don't have any dearth of love. Divine masculines have this type of channeling. I'm not talking about all of them, but in this specific channeling, in this energy, is that whosoever these people are, they're very privileged. They're smothered with love when they were children. So they always know that we are loved. We are loved no matter what we do. Despite all the faults, despite their bad behavior, despite the bullying they would do, whatever they would do, the parents would love them. Whatever they would do, the parents have supported them. Whatever they would do, they were told that you are brilliant, you are amazing, even if they did not possess those qualities. Say, for example, academically, they were not at all good. They took a long time to finish a basic study course also. Not because they were against the education system or anything like that, just how the genuine people are. They are like, no, I don't want to do this. But still, they are academically very strong, very good. These people were not academically good. They were not very talented or whatever. But the parents or whosoever were raising them, it could be grandparents also, it could be someone who has most influence in the family, would keep telling them that you are good. But that is also wrong parenting, because you must also correct the child when the child is going wrong. That way the child will keep treating people badly and they will keep thinking that I am the one who's right. The same thing happens when he met the divine feminine. He met this really nice person, but obviously not very smart with knowing who is the person who really cares for me. But this all the love bombing they do, the divine masculines, or all the immense amount of love they show or the liking they show, they will send them their hot photographs, or they'll want to take them out, or most of the work is done via words. The words, the phone calls, the messages, nothing is done as such in physical reality. And those who do receive this in physical reality, they have the most toxic type of runner-chaser dynamic. It can happen even in one single day, 2-3 times. That type of runner-chaser. It's very frustrating. There are a lot of fights and arguments and madness in that relationship. And I'm not saying that the divine feminine is perfect and the divine masculine is imperfect and he's the one who's wrong. Obviously, when you attract something like this in your life, there are defilements you also have in your mind. You definitely have codependency issue. You're so dependent on other people for love, so dependent on other people for validation, that you just accept anything, even if it's bad behavior. So nevertheless, coming to the what happens in the future, or whatever the channeling is all about, the energy, is that over all these years, or all the time that has gone, what he was thinking, that he would demoralize the feminine, he would demotivate her, not because he's out there or intentionally like that. That is how he is programmed. Anyone who triggers him is a bad person. Anyone bad for him, not good for his personality, his image. Because even if it a single drop of anything, even if it's a joke, even if the feminine jokingly says something to the masculine, he will take big offense, he will take it very personally. So all those people, who get very personal in the comment section when something is said about the divine masculine, it's because they themselves are divine masculine energies. They themselves have those characteristics, and now because, they are in the runner-chaser dynamic in such a way that the feminine has become the runner and they are the chaser. So they have come here, they are looking around, they are searching around and this and that. Not all people replicate, or not all people exchange runner-chaser roles. Let me clarify that as well. So, but of course, when running happens, running is like you are always making a person hanging. You have always given them a hope. You've given them something to hold on to. Like you may have told them that you are always going to be my true love. I will always wait for you. Even if things are not working out, what we shared was real. What we shared was actual thing. And the reasons they give for separation, they will make the person feel that the reasons of separation are coming through you, not through me. Now, the divine masculines change. They only change when the divine feminines get detached with them. Complete detachment when it happens. That's the only time they awaken. And that's the only time they realize their mistakes or what they have done. they should not have done it. They feel bad about it, they feel apologetic, they feel remorse. And also because the divine feminine has moved on in her life, she could be settled down with someone, she could be married with someone, she could be very happy with a soulmate, or she could be in the best thing that can happen to any divine feminine. She's very settled in her mission work and living her whole life dedicated to the mission work. So he has this habit of stalking her. He has always stalked her. So because of all the stalking and because of all the news that he gets from her from various of his sources, he feels like he really made a big mistake. But he also remembers all the demoralization he did to her, all the all the demonization he did for her, like he made her look like a very bad culprit, horrible person. After making all the promises and after making her feel and believe that he is the most true love for her and he's the only one, I'm yours and you are mine, and they would make such statements. And after doing that, for a small thing, for a very small thing, for anything that they would say, they don't need a big reason. Once they get another supply, once they get another interesting thing to focus their, or they're getting all the ego massage from, they'll very quickly, because the divine feminines also are very straightforward. They're straightforward, they're very blunt, and they're very honest. So they will love him, but they will also tell him where he's wrong. They will tell him that you should not do this. This is hurting me, or this is creating a problem in our relationship, or whatever it is. So when she awakens fully, she will detach from him. She will start living her life, and she will, for the first time in her life, she will start enjoying her life. Because as long as she was with him, or as long as she was even energetically chasing him, she was a very unhappy, miserable person. When she realizes that the runner-chaser dynamic is actually in her hand as well, if she stops chasing, he will stop running. But more importantly, she should not do it because he should come back to me. She should simply do it that she should not have the label of the chaser on her forehead. That label of the chaser is a very negative label, a very, it's like the person doesn't have any self-respect. They're just chasing people. So when she stops doing that and she starts living her life, her focus is on her life, he finds out, he tries to, think like, what did I do wrong, or what happened? And if she's such an amazing person, if she's so successful and she's so in every way, if they're still young, maybe they're in college, and when they were dating each other, they met in say 10th standard or high school, and he told her that you'll never make it, you'll never be good, you're such a this, you're such a that. And now she has double masters, or she's done a PhD after say 10 years or something. And he's realizing that whatever I told her in high school, I was so wrong about it. I literally put her down so much, like how should I even face her? How should I face her? Because I said that you'll never do anything in life. Or XYZ, there are many examples, like someone would say, you'll never find someone, who's gonna love you because you're such a mess and you're such a crap person and this and that. And then he finds out that she's in a very happy relationship. Or maybe he probably mocked her that you're doing nothing in life. You're a zero, you're unsuccessful. Who knows you? Who knows your work? You're this, you're that, you don't even have this, you don't even have that, You're giving me all this lecture about this and that, but look at you. And when after a few years, say 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, he finds out that she is doing brilliant in her life, he goes like, oh my God. And such a person, this is called borderline narcissism and even narcissism. When the narcissistic person is proven wrong, when they are proven wrong by their victim or by someone who used to hover around them, chase them, follow them, message them, ask them, when they see that that person is completely gone, as in now there is no way, and not only that they have proven them wrong. So it's not about getting, being proven wrong by 10 people or 20 people or 100 people. But that one person, who proved them wrong, it really hurts them because that one person really has some kind of a power, because most narcissistics or borderline narcissistic people, they are able very easily to make other people believe 100% in what they think. According to them, whatever they say is absolute truth. absolute correct. There's nothing corrected thing. There's nothing wrong in what they say or what they do. Whereas this is a quality that has been seen in most divine feminines, or even if I don't use the label of divine feminine, say I use the label of people who are on ascension, people who are seekers, people who are working on themselves, people who are trying to find out, what happened to them, and they feel that there is always a scope for improvement, or ways that they can become better, and they don't want to be victims. They don't want to use the label of victim also, because that label of victim means that they are incapable of living a content life. So these type of people, they normally they leave some scope for improvement. They think that I could be wrong too. If something is happening to me, then definitely I should also work on it. And if it doesn't work out, then I must let it go. I must ignore it, or I must forget about it. Maybe it's not for me, So that attitude really helps in healing, because if most people who visit the therapist, or they respect the therapist, or they confide in the therapist truly, they also want to heal. They are going to tell the therapist everything wrong about themselves. Like in my case also, while healing some people, I came across very hardcore narcissistic people. They took one session from me, sometimes maximum 2 sessions, and they never came back after that. They literally never came back after that, because they were trying to create this image in front of me during the sessions that, they are the victims and they are the ones who are suffering miserably, people are not treating them well. But during the therapy, then it came out that they are the one who had all the control, and all the other people are suffering around them. Somebody is getting suicidal, somebody is going to doctor, somebody is fallen sick, somebody is left the house, somebody is stranded because of them. And when the therapist points it out to them, that you may not be something that I told them in the sessions, that you could be also wrong, like you may need to work on yourselves. And why the hell are you here in the healing? Therapy is not about the therapist will keep telling you how amazing you are, how great you are, how right you are as a mother, or as a father, or as a sister, as a brother, or as a child as well. Some of the narcissistic people who think that they are probably, in the twin flame journey or in the ascension journey, and they're really working on themselves, but everybody else is wrong and they are right. They're very privileged. They have all the money, they have all the family, everything is there. But since 2020, things have changed a lot for people who are not on the correct path. 2020 has brought this energy, and especially the end of 2020 has brought this type of energy for all the seekers and ascension believers, people who are working on their awakening, their own personal growth and journey. They don't want to blame other people, they don't want to point out fingers at others, but they are like, this is happening to me. So of course in the therapy sessions, sometimes I have to tell them that you're being treated badly. Do you see it? Do you see that this person is treating you badly, that person is treating you badly? Or they tell me that this is what happened with me, and I'm not sure if I should still stick around with them, like I'm getting abused and this and that. So, but what I noticed incredibly, that people who are genuinely seekers, they are very excited about the therapy sessions. They are always doing the homework. Whatever homework I have given to them, they are always, very keen to do it. They are even asking for more. Do you have something more? I'll do it. And they are very much punctual about the sessions. They are the ones who are always like, okay, I have done this, I have done that. But the people who are borderline narcissistic, very difficult type of thing they do, their behavior, I have to run after them. Hey, it's time for your session. Hey, where are you? They play this runner chaser game with even the therapist. So they never come back. Even if they pay the fee, they never come back. And I also feel, okay, fine, I'm not gonna chase them. I'm not gonna, run after them. If they don't want their therapy, they don't want their healing to be done, okay. But they are so arrogant and they are so, difficult to deal with, that they just cannot listen even one statement against them, even if I've said only one statement against them. In some cases, it was just one statement. Like, you know what, I think even you need to correct this behavior or that behavior of yours. This is not something that will help you in future. And oh my God, they were like, oh, They never do homework. If I have given them homework, they will always make excuses, like this happened, that happened, I could not do this, I could not do that, I had some situation. So they will really elongate the process. The same therapy session that can happen in 3 weeks or 1 month, they will try to stretch it for such a long time. Then even the time gets over, and even my patients gets over. And then they also know that this is a very strict kind of a coach, or she's gonna tell me things on my face which I don't want to hear. Things like, there are people suffering because of you. You got to stop it. You can't do this. Otherwise, they'll all run away from you. You lose them. You lose them. And they actually come for therapy when they get scared. When they get scared, their supplies are getting cut. The people under them are getting more powerful. More so, I saw this in 2020, because in 2020, a lot of seekers and a lot of ascension believers, they got a lot of power and energy. So they kind of started running away from the clutches of this type of a control, a damaging control. So guys, this is my experience, and it goes really well with the channeling energy. Also, if you are facing this type of tug of war, if you're facing this situation, then know that there is help for you. Now, coming back to the divine masculine, who is changing. Now, I'm not saying that there is no scope for these people to change. They will change. Sooner or later, they will change. But they only change when you let them go. If you chase them, if you follow them, if you request them, if you like how I do in my therapy, if I see that a certain person, I have to, keep messaging them, keep following up with them, keep calling them like, hey, your session is, due, your therapy is due, where are you? Did you complete your homework? Did you, where did you vanish? Then I know that these are the people I'm not going to go after. Same is the case with you all, because you're also, you also have to become a therapist for your own life. The therapist will not be around all the time. After some time, they will want you to be independent. They would want you to do certain things on your own as well. It's okay. You need counseling sessions. Everyone needs it. Everyone needs positive energy. Even I have certain friends or certain people or my masters or my gurus, or I do certain things too over a period of years. Whenever I get dejected, or after all these therapy sessions, there's so much negative energy that comes to you. Sometimes you get very sad also looking at their pain, their suffering. You really want to, do some magic, and but that you can't. You just have to make sure that you do your work, and the rest of the work is done by the universe and the person who's there. After all of this, when this happens, this detachment happens, the DM over there, the one who thinks they have the control, even after 10 years, mind you, believe it or not, even after 10 years, 20 years, they still feel or they believe that they have control over you. But when they lose the control, and now it is their turn, the divine messages are more clear to them. They have always received dreams about you, and that's also a reason why they get intimidated by you. They also get triggered by you because they somehow know something about you is going to make them face their own inner hidden demons, which they don't want to face. They don't want to face. All runners are escapists. That is why they are called runners. They like to escape from the situation. They try to find something easy. They try to look for a replacement whenever they are in trouble, whenever they get they feel like this is not working out for me. They want to get into, so that's why they have many options. The feminines don't have options. Even if they are getting options, they'll be like, no, I have somebody in my life who has not called me for 6 years, who has not messaged me for 6 years, who's not replied to me also, but I'm dedicated to that person. So, you'll have to look for someone else, or you should probably not even like me. Am I that likable? Okay, maybe I'm not. You're probably liking the wrong person. So this is their attitude. Whereas on the other side, the other person has so many options. Even in friendships, they have many options, that if they don't get the supply from one person, they'll go to other. If they don't get it from other, they'll go to another. Now, this is not something which is out of the world or impractical or impossible. This simply happens when the upbringing is done in such a way, like I said in the very beginning, the child is smothered. The poor child has no idea about what is true love. They have no idea. So it's very important for the divine feminine to come in their full power, to come in their true potential, to be very independent, to be totally detached. Only then they can see the truth. Only then they will know that they were wrong about you. They were wrong about the divine feminine. Because mostly they have been told that they are always right, 100% right, nothing is wrong about them. Only for the divine feminine they will be proven totally wrong, and that will hurt them. That will, spark or ignite the light in them that probably can be ignited. So, that's why the divine feminines meet them, and that's why they have to get into the fifth dimensional union. The inner union is very, very important for the divine feminine, not the 3D union. For some of the people, the 3D union is not even supposed to happen in this life, because this is their last life. So the union will happen once they leave the planet. Or they were always in union, but they were supposed to go through a phase of separation only so that they could come in their full potential to do the mission work. That's why I'm saying some of the divine feminines are specifically born on this planet at this time to do the mission work for earth ascension. That is a very important place to be in. So it's not easy, obviously. It's not easy to be there. It's not easy to uplift so many people. It's not easy to, help so many people to stay positive all the time. Or if not positive, even when they're angry, even if someone disrespects them, that they are very clear about it. Yeah, you disrespected me, so don't do that again. They don't let it affect them, which they used to. It is a long journey. My friends, I'm not going to give you any sugar-coated hopes. It is a long journey, but most of the people who are connected with me, they have been in this journey for a good amount of time. That's why, because of the vibrations they are in or the frequency they are in, they are attracting these type of channelings or these type of messages, not just from me, even from other people or other places. So on that note, I'm going to be ending this channeling, because the divine masculines is getting those messages through the dreams. He's getting the signs, and in between also he has stalked her, and he feels that he was proven wrong this time. For the first time, he was proven totally wrong about a person. This person is not what he thought she is, and that is giving him a lot of sleepless nights and regrets, and he wants to fix it somehow. So let's see if he is able to fix it or not, or what happens, whether he fixes his own life. Maybe he gets so inspired that he starts doing some of the things that she is doing. Maybe he also becomes mission oriented. Maybe now they come to a neutral ground where they are just good friends also. Because for some of the divine feminines and masculines, the union is supposed to be in the format of friendship. Because they had hated each other so much, they had disliked each other so much, or they were tormented by each other so much. Some way or the other, they have to come to the neutral ground. Like the feminine also has to forgive them, knowing that, okay, they are also the reason because of which they got ascended and now they are so happy. So they also forgive them, and they come on the neutral ground, and they also realize their mistake, or whatever they have done, and they also become a better person. So they come on the neutral ground, and that is also union for many people, to come on the neutral ground, to become friends with one another. Not like, bum chum friends, or not like they're now hanging out and all that. But yeah, okay, I like you, I respect you, good, you are doing this, and I don't have any hard feelings or bad feelings towards you. If they meet each other, they are good to each other. Sometimes they can also talk to each other, like, yeah, what's up, what's going on. So that is also a format of union. There are different types of unions which are mentioned, because there are same-sex relationships also, my dear friends. There is age difference also. There are different roles also. So we have to understand that the union cannot be same for everyone. So on that note, I'm going to sign out from this particular channeling session. One love and peace out. And I'm very proud of every single person who is in this ascension journey, giving so much, their best actually. So yeah, all the very best also. Thank you so much once again. Bye.